players suspected of planning to throw today's scheduled game against Hapoel Ra'anana in exchange for a bribe. In the meantime, the Israeli Soccer Federation has indefinitely postponed the National League game and removed it from the Toto gambling forms. As a result, the prize money has dropped from an enormous 40 million shekels to only 10 million shekels. Celebrations of the ongoing Festival of Festivals in Haifa's Wadi Nisnas neighborhood continued today. The central event of the 13th annual festival featured Haifa Mayor Yonah Yahav, who, along with Tourism Minister Yitzhak Herzog, dedicated a new street in this northern Arab Jewish community, Sesame Street, or Rechov Sumsum in Hebrew, and Rechov Sumsum in Arabic. Several of the television show's popular characters were on hand for the ceremony. Participants later watched a premiere episode of the newly revised classic children's series that has now returned to local television screens after nearly a decade-long hiatus. Making a debut this season is the first Arab-Israeli Muppet character, Mahbub. IBA's Viva Press spoke with Danny Labin, project manager for Sesame Workshop, and Alona Abd, executive director of the Hop Children's Channel, about Sesame Street's emphasis on tolerance and multiculturalism.
Israel is an increasingly diverse society made up of immigrants from all over the world with both Jewish and Arab populations. And what we're trying through the new 40-episode series and the entire multimedia educational project surrounding it is to really give young children the tools to engage with themselves, their own identity, to develop a sense of pride, to respect the other or others who are different from them, as well as to develop a sense of consideration for the larger community and society in which they live.
The reality that you describe seems to be somewhat naive. It seems to be almost like a TV reality. Would you say that Sesame Street is presenting a reality that you would like to be real?
We're walking a very thin line, and that is because we have the privilege but also the responsibility of making television for young children. And that means we have to create a world which is credible and that they can identify themselves with, but on the other hand, we feel it's a great opportunity to show the world as it could be, life as it can be. And from that point of view, I think it's a very special mix that we've reached this season.
Mahbub is the first Israeli Arab Muppet character on Sesame Street. What message do you hope he will communicate to the viewers?
Because the new Rechov Sumsum is really dedicated to both Jewish and Arab viewers, it was fundamental to this new season to include an Arab-Israeli Muppet, with the idea that through Mahbub as a vehicle to promote positive associations and to really plant a foundation for countering negative stereotypes of Arabs that exist in the media. So Mahbub really works on two levels. On one level, he's created for Jewish Israeli viewers to create positive associations and dispel myths and stereotypes, and really as a proud role model for the Arab-Israeli child to see himself or herself on screen.
The song to Sesame Street has a line in it that says, "Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?" Well, now it seems that the answer is in Haifa.
I mean, on some level, Sesame Street or Rechov Sumsum will always remain a magical, kind of mythical place that exists in the minds and hearts and fantasies, if you will, of young children. The mayor of Haifa has decided to actually dedicate a street, an alleyway in the area of Wadi Nisnas in Haifa as Rechov Sumsum. So there will be a street sign in Hebrew and in Arabic, Rechov Sumsum in Hebrew and Rechov Sumsum in Arabic, that will forevermore be there as a kind of concrete reminder of the goals both of our series, but I think on another kind of more realistic level of what Haifa represents and what the whole country can aspire to in terms of an environment where people do get along in mutual respect and understanding.
Tonight marks the second candle lighting of the Festival of Lights. In what's a